I got a job at Disney. Hi, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a magical start to your week. Today we are talking about a true Disney legend, X Atencio. If you enjoy this video while you're watching, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a magical makeup Monday again. Now off to the story. What does Haunted Mansion, Fantasia, and Pirates of the Caribbean all have in common? X Atencio! That's right, today we're talking about a beloved Disney legend and Imagineer, X Atencio. So sit back, grab your coffee, and let's get to the story. Now, our story first begins in Walsenburg, Colorado, where Francis Xavier Atencio is born on September 4th, 1919. He is most commonly referred to as X, and thus the shortened name that we get today, X Atencio. At the young age of 18, X headed off to Chouinard Art Institute in Los Angeles. X was quickly noticed by his professors at the institute and was highly encouraged to submit a portfolio to the Walt Disney Companies. Well, at the time, it was called the Walt Disney Studios, but we know it as the Walt Disney Companies. Apologize if I mix those two up, it's just hard to keep the timeline of the Disney Company along with the Imagineer timeline, so I'll try my best. X needed a little more encouragement than the other students at the institute because, well, he was shy. Since X was more on the quiet side, it took his neighbors by complete surprise when X came running down the street to his aunt's house screaming, "I got a job at Disney." I mean, I totally get it. It's so many people's dreams to go work for Disney, especially if you're into like the arts or Imagineering or engineering or something like that. I feel like that is literally a dream job to land. I mean, if I had more artistic ability, I would love to work for the Disney companies, but you know, I just wasn't that gifted in the arts department. X was noticed by many at the Disney companies, and within just 3 years, he was promoted to assistant animator on a little movie we know called Fantasia. I mean, truly such a classic. X's work first appeared in the 1940s film Pinocchio. Honestly, don't love Pinocchio. Kinda scares me, but that's okay. I'm sure X did a great job. As success was on the rise, there was this really unfortunate thing going on in another part of the world. World War II. Well, wouldn't you know, X was sent to England with the US Army Air Forces where he would serve. X would earn the rank of major and served in Britain analyzing aerial surveillance for military intelligence. In 1945, X would make his valiant return back to the US and start making shorts for Disney. 8 years later, X would receive his first on-screen credit for the short Toot, Whistle, Plunk, and Boom. Honestly, try saying that. Toot, whistle, plunk, and boom. Toot, whistle, plunk, and boom. Toot, whistle, plunk, and boom. I wonder what that was about. This short was wildly popular and went on to receive an Academy Award. X also helped on another short called A Symposium for Popular Songs. X also helped produce stop-motion sequences for popular movies like The Parent Trap, Babes in Toyland, and Mary Poppins. Now, I don't know about you, but I went through a huge Parent Trap phase. Like, it was one of my favorite movies, and I just kept watching it over and over again. Maybe just me, I don't know. I simply could not get enough of that movie, and to this day, it is still one of my favorites. In my opinion, it's probably Lindsay Lohan's finest. Anywho, back to X. X even contributed his artistic skill set to the original Mickey Mouse Club television show. When X was just 46 years old, Walt approached him to basically entertain a career change. Where was he going, you might ask? Imagineering. Now, at the time, it was actually called WED Enterprises. X's first Imagineering task was actually to create a diorama for the primeval world in Disneyland. From a timeline perspective, Disneyland had only been open for about 10 years. Quote, "I went over there reluctantly because I didn't know what I was getting into, and nobody there knew what I was supposed to do either." End quote. X Atencio. And from there, X went on to create some music and dialogue for some attractions that we know and love today. Do you know the grim grinning ghost song in Haunted Mansion? Yeah? Well, X actually co-wrote that song. Fun fact, that song was actually also featured in the Oscar award-winning Pixar film, Inside Out. Okay, maybe you didn't know that one, but do you know, yo ho, it's a pirate's life for me? Yeah, that was X as well. X once said, quote, "I didn't even know I could write music, but somehow Walt did. He tapped my hidden talents." End quote. Amazing. Walt really did have an eye for some hidden talents. Quote, "X was an enormous talent who helped define so many of our best experiences around the world," said Bob Weiss, president of Walt Disney Imagineering. Some may not know that when he wrote the lyrics for Yo Ho, he had never actually written a song before. He simply proposed the idea of a tune for Pirates of the Caribbean, and Walt told him to go and do it. That was how X worked, with an enthusiastic, collaborative attitude, along with a great sense of humor. His brilliant work continues to inspire Imagineers and bring joy to millions of guests every year. End quote. X would go on to serve 47 years with the Walt Disney Company. During his tenure at the Walt Disney Company, X would work on things like Space Mountain in Magic Kingdom, Spaceship Earth in Epcot, and the Mexico Pavilion, also in Epcot. Also, all three of these are very beloved attractions to this very day. In 1983, X would actually travel over to Disneyland in Tokyo and supervise the recordings of The Haunted Mansion. Incredible. Even though X Atencio retired in 1984, he would actually go on and continue to consult on projects for Disney. He would become a consultant for the company for years and even helped on a little movie series you might know as Pirates of the Caribbean. Quote, "There's a great picture my sister took of X and Johnny Depp on the set of the first Pirates, and when my father got there, the whole production was waiting for Johnny. But Johnny didn't want to come out and meet my father until he was fully in his Jack Sparrow costume, because he wanted the full effect for my father." His song Yo-Ho also worked its way into more than one of those movies. End quote. Judy Ann Atencio. I think it's safe to say that this man was born to be an Imagineer. In 1996, X Atencio was inducted as a Disney legend. X Atencio was 98 years old when he passed away on September 10th, 2017 in Los Angeles. X was survived by his wife Maureen, 6 children and stepchildren, and 9 grandchildren. After X passed away, one of his daughters, Judy Ann, opened up about her childhood and what it was like growing up with her dad. Quote, "We knew we grew up privileged. The big treat was to get the Disney classics my father worked on as big reels of celluloid film. He'd come home on the weekends in the 1960s with a studio projector, long before VHS or DVDs, and we'd watch them together." End quote. Judy Ann Atencio. On the weekends, the Atencio family could be found at Disneyland riding the rides that their dad helped bring to life. Pretty cool, huh? Wow, what a simply incredible life X Atencio lived. X Atencio, thank you for all that you have done and for bringing smiles to millions across the world. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's story. This is the final look of today. If you enjoyed while you're watching, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss a magical Makeup Monday again. Until next time, friends, I hope you have a magical rest of your week, and I will see you all later. Bye!